Okay, class. So today we looked at this worksheet that talks about line plots and stem and leaf plots. Now, we worked on line plots in class. During this video, I'll review that, look at another example where we'll make a line plot, and then we'll look at stem and leaf plots. During that second example, I do want you to pause the video, maybe take out a piece of paper at home, and make the line plot yourself, and then follow along, make sure we have the same thing. So here we have two sets of information, males and females, their height, and it says make a line plot of the data. So what I'm going to do is, let me use red, and I'll make it a little thinner. I could go in order, look for anything that's 44, are there any 44s? Now remember right here, even though it's not listed, that's 45, 47, 49, 51, and so on. You'll see some lines like that they don't have the number listed, but that's what the line represents, the number there. And to not make it as jumbled together, they go ahead and skip a number, then they place a number, skip a number, then place a number. But this would be 47 right here. That's the value right there, even though it's not listed with the number. It is 45, and then over here would be 47. But the easier way to do this one is just go in order, and then let's mark off what we find. So 60, put an X, and then 45, an X, let's mark that out, 48, 57, 62, 59, you notice how right here where there's no number listed, 57, now put it right above it, 57, 60 again, 56 right here, 58 right here, 61, 52, and then 55. So I'm done with this first set of information. And then 49, 52, 56 and 48. Mark that off, 51, 60 again, 47 right here where there's no number listed, 53, 55, and 54. So when I look, it's asking me which height occurred the greatest number of times. It's not asking who's the tallest, it's which height do I see more often, or occurred, happened the greatest, the most number of times. So which height happened the most number of times? Well, if I look, there's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, well, there's one that stands out, 60. So my answer would be 60 inches. We talked about that in class, and there's a lot of you that I reviewed that. So, this part of the video, you might have already skipped it, or you're like, okay, Mr. Worth, I already know how to do that. Now, how would I answer this one? Well, there's no number line provided, and they're saying the number of electoral votes for select states in 2004. I already gave you a hint, which was we need a number line. So pause it now, and why don't you try answering this one for yourself, and then come back and see if you did the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll make a number line. What's my lowest number? 8. So let's go from 8 to my greatest number, 55. So I want to have something that I can track this with. So let's say 11, 15, 17. So my next number up would be 21, then 31, and then, made a mistake. Sorry about that, 20, 21, 31, and then 55. So I could even shorten this up now. I do want to put them in numerical order. So let's see, 55 happens once, 15 once, 11, and you're going to do the same thing as last time. Again, 8 once, 15 a third time, 20, and actually I'm missing one right here, so let's fix this. 34 and 55. 55 only happened once, so good thing I remember that. Now, if the question was which occurred the most, well, most states have 15 electoral votes. Because, if I look here, 3. Next closest would be 21, which had 2. So the line plot, not too difficult. Now, you notice that we had this question, a stem and leaf plot. Now, we need to incorporate the information that we used last time from the worksheet. So, hopefully you have your worksheet in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this question right here. So, what you want to do, class, is the stem part is the first number, or the first digit in the number, actually. Do I have any that start with 0? If I look, no. Any numbers that start with 1, with 2, with 3, with 4. Now I start to see numbers. So this first number is the 4 out of, say, 44. So I'll go through my numbers and look, are there any 44s? No. But I see a 45. So I'll go ahead and mark off that 45. Is there another 45? No. There is a 49 and a 48. So 48, 48, and 49. Oh, and I made a mistake. See, good thing I double checked. 47, 48, 48, and 49. Now you might think, well, where are you getting 49 if I just see 5, 7, 8, 8, and 9? 45, 47, 48, 48, and then 49. So one of the best things to do when you're doing a stem and leaf plot is put them in numerical order, because it makes it a little difficult when you're going through it in this order. But since we already started, might as well just keep going forward like this. Okay. So I had a 47. Good. Now let's look at 50. Anything with a 5 blank. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So let me look. 50s. Nothing. How about 51? No. 52, I see 1. So I'll write it down. 2. Oh, and I did skip the 51, see? Not glass, you might think, well, haven't you done this one, Mr. Ortho? Actually, no. I have the answers in front of me, but I'm working it out just like you would be working it out. So the same mistakes you might be making yourselves, I'm making them right now. So what you want to do is make sure, use a pencil, don't make a mess. So I saw 151, I see 2 52s. Any 53s? I have 1. So 1. How many 54s? 1. Okay, so I put 1 4. Every time I see a 54, I would put another 4 right here next to this 5 in the same row. Okay? How about 55? 1, 2, 2. Oops. 55, 2 times. How about 56? 1, 2. So, 2 of them. So, you see what we're doing? Again, we're organizing this information, making it easier to read. 57, I see 1, 2. 58, I have 1, 2. You notice that most of them are in the 50s. 59, I have 1. Okay, now I can move on to my 60s. Now, if I have 60, as in 60, I just put the 0. But how many times did I see it? 2 times, so I write it twice, like this. Anything else? I have a couple left. Oh, actually I have a third 0. 1 and 2. So how many of the students were less than 50 inches tall? Now that question is easier to answer, because if I look, anything less than 50 would be where I have my 4 stem. Anything that's 45, 47, 48, 49. I have, if I count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many students were less than 50 inches tall? 5. And this made it a lot easier than trying to look through all those numbers at the same time. So what if I want to make a stem and leaf right here? Well, start by saying stem, leaf. Now, I can start like that, or you could have already paused it, but go ahead and try and do this on your own. Okay, so what I'm going to do is why 3 5s? Because 1, 2, 3. Now, let me take a step back, class, because I already made a mistake. If there's a single digit, you put 0, 8 for this 8 right here. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and organize this again. 1, 1, 5, 5, 5 for the 3 15s that I have. Then I have 17. Now, let me go to my 2s. I have a 20, 2 21s. Get rid of that for right now. How about 3s? 31, 34, and then 155. So making a stem and leaf plot is not that difficult. We just have to understand what we're doing now. If I circle these, you'll see here's the 8 from earlier, 11, the 20, 31, 55, but also 34, 21, and again 21, 15, and even, let me use a different color, say 17. So this side is the first digit and then the next digit, okay? So as we move on to bigger numbers, I'll show you how to make, say, a 3-digit stem and leaf plot. But for right now, this is what we're going to be working on and looking at tomorrow or even the day after. Again, if you want to finish this worksheet, you should be able to now. Now, down here it says, use a given data to make a back-to-back stem and leaf plot. That we'll definitely look at in class. But go ahead and, if you want to work on this one and complete that part, that's no problem. And if you have any questions, of course, you can see me before or after class.